This is your body graph. 9 centers as opposed to the 7 of the chakras. The human design believes in the 9, and it comes from the top of the head down, and this is the base, the root
Here.
So you have how many defined? 3 out of 9, right?
What these are defined?
Yeah. So when they're defined, that means that you have consistent access to it, and you know that that's you. Everything that's coming through is the truth for you. It's yours.
And what areas are those?
So this is, here. If you want, you can even read it out loud, so maybe we can record it.
Heart, ego center defined. The heart center is about willpower, ego, and courage. It is one of the 4 motor centers. It is related to the material survival, can be possessive, and ensures the survival of the family and the tribe. It has nothing to do with love. The defined heart center is a consistent source of willful energy. People with defined heart center can reliably make promises and deliver on them. They may appear arrogant to people who don't have the center defined.
Okay, you don't have to read the rest. These are gates. We'll go into them later. This is the reason why when you speak up and there's opposition, it's because some people don't have that area defined. So for them, it feels like you are showing off, you're wrong, you're cocky, because they can't feel in their body what it's like to have courage and willpower. This helps eliminate the need for approval, because then when you're speaking up and there is opposition, you understand that people just can't feel in their bodies what it's like to have willpower and courage. So those that you are meant to guide, it's our job to create a message for them, because as a result of working with you, they access that.
Can it be conflictive though?
What do you mean?
With let's say someone that I'm working with that does not have that. Can it be, or no?
Well, remember, everybody that you're going to work with is going to see you as a guide or not.
Okay.
If they see you as a guide, then now you're being recognized.
Okay.
Because you're in this lifetime, all you want to do is be recognized and seen. That's like when you're seen and recognized, you flourish, because your gifts come to the more channeling abilities come through the surface. More guiding superpowers when you're being seen and acknowledged. In your relationships with the people that you work with, you blossom. Anytime you don't feel like you're being seen or acknowledged, it's not the right place for you. Okay? So when somebody will start, as you embark on this journey and people realize that you're their guide, because here's how some people say it. Our sheep can hear the sound of our voice. People are secretly begging to be led. That's the truth. And that's your superpower. No pressure.
It's good pressure.
It's good, yeah. Because it's like when you really start to show up, you like accept the fact that you're a guide, and you start to show up and create a message authentically from that place, then they'll start coming. The ones that are meant for you, the ones that will start seeing you as the guide, will start coming. Randomly. Anywhere and everywhere, even while going out to take out the trash. Like, because the universe is not going to be able to compartmentalize if you're working or not working. It's just who you become. And you will see, like, the more that you guide, the more that you're being seen, the more fulfilled you're going to start to feel in who you are and why you're here.
Okay.
Yeah. It's big. So now you know why not to take things personally, right? Because you don't have to. The thing about projectors is that some people will come and tell you that you need to justify what you're doing or have a gazillion certificates or school. Don't let that deteriorate you from who you authentically are. Because you have it all inside of you. That's your role here. Next, you already knew this. This is your emotions. Will you read?
Solar plexus, emotional center. The solar plexus is probably the most important center along with the sacral. It is the source of emotions and feelings in the body. When defined, it is automatically the decision-making authority simply because the chemicals produced by emotions are stronger than the intuition and the thought process. People with defined solar plexus must learn to never make decisions spontaneously and wait for a period of time before they do so. This center operates similar to a wave, which processes an experience for a period of time. It goes up and down until it is clear about it. Decisions should be made only after the emotional wave has been through a few cycles and the person is clear about the experience. Lunch, job, marriage. How long does the emotional wave take? The emotional wave takes as long as it has to take, from days to months or years. Making a decision before establishing emotional clarity usually leads to long-term suffering. For example, if you enter a relationship...
Does it resonate?
Yeah. Currently going through that right now. For example, if you enter a relationship without being emotionally clear, you will never know if the relationship is good for you. Sleep on it is the perfect advice for people with defined solar plexus. They could never make a mistake by waiting long enough. People, invitations, jobs, and opportunities which are not correct for you simply go away if you wait because you are not emotionally clear about them.
That's it. How does that feel?
Troubling a little bit, but it's good to know.
Yeah. You want some?
I'll try.
You didn't finish your food.
It's okay.
So the thing about emotional is 50% of the population. 50% is non-emotional. So when a non-emotional and an emotional come together, the emotional influences the non-emotional. And because the emotional is run by their emotions, you don't know how you come across. Because your energy, you're used to your emotions. People that don't have emotions defined could feel like when you're speaking to them, something coming through but emotionally, and you feel it at a 2 in your body, the person without the emotions feels it at a 6, at least. And this is the cause for a lot of pain in people in relationships because they don't understand what's happening underneath the surface. So for you, it may be like not a big deal the way you come across because you're so used to your emotions because you always ride them. So you don't know how you come across to the outside world. And it takes somebody from the outside world who's non-emotional to tell you, hey, this is how you're actually coming across. Like, I'm feeling this at like a 7 right now. And you're like, oh, you wouldn't know this unless they pointed it out. Because the non-emotional state has got no emotions. So it's stillness. So when you interrupt the stillness, it comes as an attack. See what I'm saying? And this is how you're going to be able to help so many people, especially in relationships they're going through at work, home, with children. Right now, I've got a guy I'm working with separately that couldn't figure out why his whole family, 3 kids, wife, why his whole life felt like he's not emotional and every single one of them is.
But he's the one that seems...
But he couldn't figure out, he just can't handle, like he doesn't even want to be around their emotions. They don't know what they project, how it impacts the other. He doesn't know how to deal with it, thinking that he's now more emotional than everybody else. By the way, human design is going to be your new best friend.
I know.
I'm telling you, you're going to fall in love with this just as much as I did.
It's going to help with my relationships and myself.
And then when you learn to use it on yourself, then you'll be like, oh my God, let me do a read for you. And then you'll start to see, because people are going to be like, oh. Then you're going to be like, all right, it's going to be this amount of money. So that's how it goes. And then we create bigger and bigger packages for bigger and bigger transformation for people. That's it. that simple. It's a tool. It's a tool in the toolkit. As you get more and more attuned to your inner being, it's a tool that helps you, guides you. So, did you want me to see if your guy is emotional or not?
You told me he's non.
Okay. So now
Yeah.
now you understand what's going on.
Yeah. Yeah.
So now for you to communicate to him, since you don't know how you come across, he needs to be strong enough to tell you the level of energy that he's experiencing from you. That's how you change. That's how you transform together. Is then you understand it, because you can't understand it in the moment unless somebody tells you that this is what they're feeling in their body. So then you can start to gauge, because for you it may not be a big deal. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's normal.
Because you're writing it all the time. But then at the same time, him telling you this is you understanding, and then you can slowly understand, because you can recollect your past, how you felt a certain way when you spoke a certain way, right? Because you have this awareness level. So you can be like, oh wait, this is going to come across way too harsh, I know. It's a car. Do you see what I'm saying? Imagine what this information, like, to people that come to you. How important is this? Important, right? Do you need to let that sink in?
We can keep going.
It's good. Keep going, okay.
Yeah.
How's the music?
It's good.
Okay. Let me know if you need candle or anything, because this is...
You can put a candle. Yes.
Candle? Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Because this is download hour. Downloading.
That car didn't sound too good.
Nah.
That's what my car sounds like.
It's all good. I've had new cars, I had old cars. I don't think either one of them is bad. Is better
Good or
worse.
bad. Yeah.
That's what I learned about life, is that if you just accept everything as an experience,
It's not good or bad.
I lived in an almost $11 million mansion. I live in a studio. All of these are life. I lived in an RV. It's just life experiences.
You gotta educate us later on RV living. Because we want a van life.
It's amazing.
I know. I can imagine.
Okay. It's for another day, though. Oh, you want to take notes or anything?
Well, no, because of the recording.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Next center defined.
Root center. The root center is about physical pressure and is one of the 4 motor centers. It is also one of the 2 pressure centers along with the head. People with defined root center have sustainable physical energy, which can be used as fuel for their activities. They should be aware that they may put pressure on people who have this center undefined. They can also benefit from extra exercise where this energy can be released healthily.
How does that feel?
I don't know. I don't know if I...
Do you feel like you have energy for activities?
It fluctuates.
Yeah. Sometimes people with this center need a lot of physical things to feel safe, to feel rooted.
Maybe. Because I like diving, so that could be...
So these are 3 are defined, which means you have consistent access. So you have consistent access to this energy, to the feeling rooted. You have consistent access to your emotions, understanding your emotions, and you have consistent access to courage and willpower. Do you want to see what the other ones are, which you may be conditioned from your environment?
The head center is a source of inspiration, mental pressure, or anxiety. So my environment could... Okay. This is one of the 2 pressure centers. The other is the root. The undefined head center always gets their inspiration from the outside or from other people. The inspiration vanishes when they are alone. Well, that sucks. This center is not designed to do anything. All thoughts, inspirations, and ideas coming from it are for the benefit of other people. Okay. People with undefined head should learn to focus only on the questions which are relevant to them. A good question for them is, does this really concern me? So I guess, what, like well, no, I don't want to say that.
Say it.
So I wouldn't be like a visionary, I guess?
So if anybody comes and basically, people come to you because you're the guide, whether you knew it or not until now. They've already been coming to you, and they want to tell you all their stuff.
Yes.
So now you get to differentiate what you feel like being part of or not. How you can use your energy wisely. So why this is the big question. Does this really concern me? So if something comes your way and you ask yourself this question and your inner being is saying no, then you gotta cut to the chase in that conversation and move on. Otherwise, you're spending your energy not correctly.
It's a question. What about, because I think I already asked something similar, but I feel like a lot of people in my life come to my life and they like talk, like, which is fine, I don't mind, but it's not very balanced it feels, at least, it's not balanced. It's like, I'm just here, just a listener, but like no one really engages or like really, I don't know if I'm making myself understood.
I know what you're saying. So now, that's exactly what I'm saying about being a guide. It's like when you fully embody it, then you understand that it's not only your life purpose, but it's also your business and your career. So now, instead of letting people just blah, 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 because you're a good person, it turns into, right, because that's what people do. It turns into you're offering your business.
Okay.
So then you get paid for their blah, blah, blah. Because then there's an energetic balance. Right now, what you're doing is because you don't understand that your energy is the most valuable thing, especially as a guide. That they're getting the answers and everything that they need through you, but you're not getting anything in the process.
Yeah.
Hence, imbalance.
Okay.
And you think, everyone thinks like, oh, isn't it life? Not everybody just supposed to come to everybody and blah, blah, blah.
No.
Mm-mm.
That's draining.
Did you, should I get a chair?
Yeah.
Yeah. We're like standing over them. I think if I sit next to you, I'll be more comfy. Just like slouching over. Did you finish eating, babe?
Yes.
Oh, good.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. You see how cute this is? I love that. Oh, you can move that out the way. Cool. Thanks. Do you want more?
No.
All right. Oh, that's a good one. Are you comfy?
Yes.
Cozy? All right. This is for internal
Is
talk.
that for you?
Who? Oh, the guy?
Delivery?
Oh, wait.
Oh, no. Okay.
We're closed for business. Okay. So, all right. So now you understand that. Next one.
Ajna.
Mm-hmm.
The Ajna center is a center of analytical thinking. It measures and categorizes, it divides and conquers. People with undefined Ajna center are under pressure to try and hold onto a mental position. However, they don't have a fixed way of thinking. In a sense, they can change the way they think and explore a subject from many different perspectives. People with undefined ajna should learn that there is no need to have a fixed mental position about anything.
How does that feel?
A little confusing. This part where it says many perspectives, I don't know where it's here. That makes sense, but
because it's undefined, you constantly sense other people's ideas and perspectives all the time. So people that have it defined, you'll notice that they're pretty set in their ways.
okay.
That they have learned something from
From
their parents,
mm-hmm.
and they stuck with that belief. Like a lot of people that are like lawyers, doctors, like they're mentally kind of like this was their parents' idea of success, and it's really hard to change their minds even if they're miserable where they're at, because their way of thinking has been
defined.
set. It's
okay.
conditioned. It's defined. So you get to change perspectives. But you get to take on perspectives that you feel are correct, but at the same time you got to remember that these are just perspectives coming out because you don't have a consistent. See what I'm saying?
I have to find clarity at some point.
But everything that we do as projectors is for the benefits of others. Because we're guides. We can't guide ourselves. We can't see ourselves very well. The truth is other people see us and they tell us this is what you're good at. Like I saw like, whoa, like your level of freedom, like what you did, you're like, oh, like it's a big deal. Now you can guide people to being free. Like I see that from the outside.
Yeah.
Projectors don't see themselves very well.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that I helped people with money big money, until they started coming back and saying, because of you, because we started this business, I'm at 300K a month, I'm at 2,000,006, like I'm at 30K, like, and then I was like, oh, okay, all right.
I didn't know that.
I got the money codes, yeah. But I didn't, like I was just
natural,
being
just
me, right? So eventually you'll see more and more because people will say, because of you, because of you, because of you. Then you register that because they can see us from the outside. Where the projector doesn't see itself very well because you can't project yourself back to yourself.
Right.
You gotta project something to the wall, and then people are like, "This is what you projected." Oh, do you get it?
Yeah.
Game.
That's why I need
you
to help me, because
I got you. No, you're a mini me, so I am. So, any other questions here? So the reason why people are under pressure, is that what you're thinking?
Yeah, are under pressure and try to hold.
Okay, so when an idea comes to you, sometimes you may feel the pressure to want to defend it or explain it or like hold on to it, when in reality you're not here to hold on to any of them. You're a projector. You're not stern. You're here to let the idea in. Okay, that's great.
I know.
But not like constantly this is like drilling onto an idea and like trying to defend it.
That's why when I sent you that vision at the end, I put, I'm not attached to it.
Okay, cool. Good.
Because I don't want to attach to anything like, oh, this is what I want, A, B, and C, and nothing outside of this, you know? Good. So that does make sense.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Cool. Next.
Is it this?
Mm-hmm.
Throat center governs communication. The energy must go through it to become reality. This center expresses the energy of the centers which it is connected to. People with undefined throat have no consistent voice. You did mention this to me. This can cause nervousness and pressure to speak. They should learn to speak from a place of calmness and not try to attract attention when silence feels right.
You want more explanation here? People that have a throat center defined means they have a consistent way and they speak life into existence. So through their voice, they say, I want this. They're speaking to the universe and they're asking. Because we don't have throat defined, we don't need to speak things into existence. So what we're speaking is, let's say you came to me for guidance. What I'm speaking through is you, amplified, so you can see yourself. It's not the voice that's coming through. It's the voice that's coming through
someone else.
Yes. Because we're here for the benefit of others. To guide. Can't guide itself. This is why when others start telling us what it is that we help them with, that's when we like put in the message, because others told us. It's their voice. Instead of us trying the trial and tribulation constantly, which is what I did for a long time before human design, we hear from the outside what it is that we did for them. So the message becomes what they said that we did for them, as opposed to what we think, trying to market from I to we.
Mm-hmm. But it's so like troubling. It's like it feels like a lot of loss of control a little bit. It does, right? Like we just have to like submit. But whatever, just have to learn how to make that a good thing.
So when you're using your throat also, like, to use it correctly, like to when somebody does see you as the guide and they're asking questions and there has been an exchange that feels good for you, then you get to use it. That's how there's balance in the world. Because when you create, because this is your purpose, your duty as a guide is to figure out how to make a business out of it so you can feel the energy and it feels like there's balance. Because if the energy, you know what I mean? You know what I mean, right? Like when you put an offering and then if they're not getting your offering, they don't receive the gift of you. And the thing is, you don't need to do much. People just being in your space transforms their lives.
Yeah.
So now you get to understand that as a guide, that it's much more than you even saying or doing anything. That's the energy. And to access that energy, to be in your vortex and your frequency, you gotta figure out what it's worth. And then be true to yourself also. When you're feeling like, oh, there's an energy depletion happening here, I gotta walk away. Because if the space of the energy is taken by somebody, where in that moment, like you're feeling like there wasn't, it doesn't feel like there's balance, you're depleting yourself from life force energy.
So you just walk away, or do you speak up? You don't speak up, right?
Because it's up to you how you want to handle it. But the sooner you can. I'm very real. And
so you speak up.
I'm just like, I don't think this is gonna work out for us right now. Like I had a very big client that was like, are you sure? Like, is this gonna work for me? And I said, because you said that, it doesn't feel like you're really ready. And I wouldn't take anybody. I don't want to take anybody who's not fully ready, because I know that if they're not ready, they don't see me as their guide. They're not going to trust. They're not going to do the work. If they're maybe going to do the work, then they're not going to experience a high level of success. And it's going to be like pulling teeth. Would I rather do that? Or would I rather wait and the right people do come and then it feels like fun. It feels like easy. There is success. Now that success is multiplied because this person's like, oh my God, you should go see Dasha. Or, oh my God, you got to join us. Like, which one of those would I rather do?
The equal exchange.
Because if you say yes to the wrong things based on your emotion, if your emotion says no, you gotta trust it. If your emotion says yes, you gotta trust that too. So now you start experimenting with your authority, your emotional authority, with smaller things. Do you know what I mean? We're taking deeper breaths, first of all.
Yeah, because it's like you said, it's an emotional, it's hard to interpret, honestly, a lot of times. Like, I don't know.
So
I just struggle with that.
Start trusting it. I'll help you. Start trusting it. And let the emotions be okay. Because once you can do that for you, guess how valuable you become? Do you know how many people don't have emotional intelligence?
Not a lot.
Most people don't have emotional intelligence. This is why people live in victimhood, in blamehood, in angerhood, because they don't know how to understand, how to process their emotions. So everything you're doing, I want you to shift the focus and say, I'm doing this so I can help others with this too. Because when you shift the focus, now it's like, if I can get through this, I can help everybody else get through.
It's like a bigger reason.
Right. This was one of the reasons why it kept me writing. When I started writing,
Well, you told me, it was for others.
Doing it for them. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Did I end up finding out who it was really for? Yeah, it was for me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what happens with it? It's not as relevant as what it did for me. But focusing on other people is the drive.
Drove you.
Mm-hmm. So anytime you're going through some kind of an emotional roller coaster, become the awareness, right? And be like, now I'm going to observe this roller coaster, because if I can do that for me, if I can hold back my reactions, if I can be a little bit more patient and trusting and keep going, then I can help other people too. Because most people are struggling. This is what we're here. We're the lighthouse. Literally, that's what the book says. We're the lighthouse that shows all the yachts that are lost at sea that this is shore. Or if you like to think of it as a bird on a tree that can see where the water is. But the animals have to actually look up, or the humans have to look up and say, hey, can you guide me to the water? Okay. Any questions about the throat? So if you think of it as a channel, so you're a channel. It comes through you for the benefit of others. It's like others come through you, if you can imagine. And you amplify what they're feeling and sensing so they can understand it.
So I guess, like, could we, our type, be guest speakers? Can we, like, public speakers?
If you are, so Barack Obama is a projector. We should see if his throat is defined or not. But as projectors, somebody else was guiding him. Somebody else was the person that was helping him project. Does that make sense?
Okay. So it's not, it's like Tony Robbins is like a manifesting
generator. Energy.
It makes sense what you're saying, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What is this? Identity center? The identity center is about love and self. People with unidentified identity center may end up looking for love and direction their whole life. They may let other people shape their identity. Yes. This I think is the number one. The wisdom of this undefined center is to go through life as a chameleon, understanding that their identity is dependent on the environment and is transient. Many spiritual leaders have an undefined... Many spiritual leaders? How?
Let me read the rest of it.
This right here?
Many spiritual leaders have an undefined... that does it. Okay.
That's like paradox. Okay, you gotta explain that to me, for sure.
So, your design teaches you to go outside and be the benefit for others, right? To guide others, as opposed to trying to guide yourself, right? What happens when you're with others? Most of the time, it lights up. Which means that when you are with somebody else, this lights up because together now you can feel love, so now you can project that love. when I show you your design with your partner. So this makes you want to be around people, because most of the time they feel it in and you feel the love. So the world naturally draws you out to people to feel that. But it's one of the most difficult things when you're by yourself, to keep reminding yourself that you just don't have that center defined. When you feel like lost.
So I have to be around people to find my direction?
The correct people.
The correct people.
And when you're by yourself, because that little emptiness feeling comes up, you just gotta remind yourself it's because your center is open.
So when someone has that defined, what would be like the...
So when you're speaking, it's love. It's all love. So, when somebody has that defined, they have consistent sense of identity. I do. Consistent access to love, no matter if they're by themselves or with somebody else. You need somebody else to be next to you to feel it. I don't. So I could sit here and be alone.
And be full of love and...
Yeah. Interesting, right?
Yeah. I've been working against my design the whole time.
But it's like before you have this knowledge, it seems like you don't understand, right? We don't understand life. But once we start to understand, like when you just have the level of awareness, so then like when you're caught up in your story, you have this higher level of awareness and you just kind of laugh. Oh, that's why. Okay.
Instead of like beating yourself down or just like, why? Yeah.
But you also have access to that, like if you're anywhere in public, not even engaged with the person. Because energy is everywhere, right? Because this is subatomic. You can feel it everywhere. You may not necessarily need to engage with somebody.
Okay.
Okay.
What is this dark stuff?
Oh, okay. So that's the next thing.
Oh, wait, sorry.
Those are gates. Yeah, I'm gonna go into that later.
Okay. But it's not a bad thing, or is it?
No.
No? Okay.
It's conscious versus the red unconscious, which is the pre-birth and things that you can bring. The red is what you can bring to the surface. It's what actually runs you, and when you become conscious of it, you can bring to the surface because they're like your gifts, your superpowers. Black is what your personality level. You're actually aware of those things about yourself.
Oh, okay. I thought it was like a bad thing.
No. Okay. So do you understand that these so far you're susceptible to conditioning from the environment?
I could be influenced by,
yes.
Depending on my who I am around and stuff.
Yes. Also from the past, how you've been conditioned in the past. Because you've relied on these things when they weren't really who you are. It also makes you more open, so you're a lot more receptive to things. See what I'm saying? Next.
Spleen. The spleen center is associated with the immune system and spontaneous intuition. It is our oldest and most primal awareness. It only works in the now, and its voice is subtle. People with undefined spleen center may feel insecure and vulnerable. They simply take all fears and insecurity of the world around them and amplify them. They should not be spontaneous. As with every undefined center, the undefined spleen can be used as a learning opportunity. Many healers have the center undefined, and because of that, can sense disease in other people. Okay. Elaborate, please.
That's okay. Yeah. So
why can't I be spontaneous?
So this is the one. This is me.
You have that defined?
Yes, and I get to. So because you're emotional, you can't be spontaneous and emotional. That's the way it works. This is the gift. Now you don't see it as a gift, but you will.
Okay.
So this is the spleen, and my authority is the spleen, which is subtle voice, and only tells me once if it's the correct person or not, correct situation or not, and I have to trust it, because it's not going to talk again, ever. That's what the spleen. It also means immunity, but it also means, like it said at the end, that I may not be aware if there are certain things happening in my body. Well, you could, because you don't have it defined. You could actually, like, because you're a guide, like, tell people if there's something going on in their body as you tune in more and more into this. Yeah.
Okay. That's a little scary. I mean, sad, right? I mean, but maybe I could help people out, you know?
Correct.
So not anything, well, what, like diseases and stuff
see,
like that?
Yeah, we'll see what your strongest sense is. So we'll see how, as we go along.
That's the last one.
Yep.
The sacral. The sacral is one of the most important centers. When defined, it is a source of life-sustaining and creative energy. It is one of the 4 motor centers. People with undefined sacral center do not have sustainable energy to work. They are always defined by the energy of the people around them. In relationships, they are defined by their partner's energy. People with undefined sacral center should learn that they are not here to work hard, and they should give themselves enough time to rest and sleep.
Do you sometimes sleep by yourself?
No.
Okay.
I should.
First thing for projector, because, okay, I want you to imagine his body like a battery that's constantly running. You're constantly getting charged because you're taking it from him. Sometimes you need to separate yourself from the charge so you can come back. I sleep on the couch sometimes.
You guys are opposites too?
You and I and
yeah, same thing.
Yeah, there's like a lot of similarities. Except your guy is a lot more. He's a lot more of a leader than Auntie is.
But they're manifest generator.
I believe your guy's a manifesting generator. Is
Yeah.
that what it? Oh, my guy's generator. So the difference between manifesting generator and manifesting generator has enough energy for multiple projects. And if he does only one, then it diminishes his life force energy. For generator, he needs to choose one. If he does multiple, it diminishes his life force energy.
Mm-hmm. It's so funny because he's a very which is, I guess he's doing the wrong thing because he focuses on one thing.
Does he have another thing that he's working on at all?
Uh-uh.
Okay, so he needs to do multiple things. Any kind of exercise, anything? All right, so he needs to do a couple different things. That's what he needs to experiment with it. I'll talk to him about it later.
Okay.
So, any question about the centers?
No. I guess you'll just start explaining.
Yeah. So
the numbers and stuff.
Your emotional authority, as I told you. Did we read this already? Yeah, we already read emotional. Okay.
Wait. Did we? Hold on.
Yeah, I think is it the same as the emotional side? Make decisions. Emotionally clear decisions.
Okay, wait. Yeah, let me read this again.
All right.
We should emotional authority. Your solar plexus is defined, which means that you should honor your emotions. The emotional wave goes up and down. At times, you can be optimistic about everything, and the next day you may feel that nothing works. You must make decisions when you are emotionally clear. For example, if somebody asks you out for lunch, don't automatically accept. Wait to see how you feel. Bigger decisions may take days, months, or even years. Learn to sleep on it and allow yourself time to make the decision. If you feel you are forced to make a decision, then give yourself more time. Your emotional wave gives you an incredibly deep insight into everything around you. You know people better than they know themselves. Use your emotional gift and honor your authority.
Cool. Your single definition.
Single definition. All defined centers are connected and working together. You don't need other people to bridge any splits. You operate independently and are less prone to codependent behavior. You usually process your experiences faster than the splits or the no definition people.
So that means that, look, all of these have a circuit running around them, because you see how there's constantly
connected.
something filled in. Yeah, they're all connected, which means you don't need other people to understand. You can be okay by yourself to understand. Split people feel like there's two people inside of them because they gotta make decisions, and they need other people to help understand, to solidify the decision. There's single definition, double definition, triple definition, and no definition.
And I'm single definition.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Which means that you don't need anybody to bridge the gap when you're coming up with decisions. Now this is very interesting because this is your profile, 4-6.
Okay. 4-6. Opportunistic role model. Opportunities through others at the conscious level. At the subconscious level, 3 phases in life until age of 30, living the third line. Trial and error. After 30, going on the roof and observing what doesn't work. And after 50, climbing of the roof and living as a role model. So I will struggle until I'm 30.
I think that this... I think most people don't have access to human design at an early age. I think you may be an exception. That's my whole decision. Let's see. Right? It's an experiment.
Okay. So it's not law.
No.
Okay. 4th line people are opportunists. You are the people person in your immediate environment. Your opportunities come through your network. It is important for you to constantly be aware of opportunities that may present themselves through family, acquaintances, colleagues, etc. You require stability within the core areas of your environment, such as jobs, housing, and relationships. That's because I want to be a nomad.
Nomad still means stability. That
Okay.
means you've chosen that nomadic lifestyle. That's stability.
Which causes to... Okay.
Right.
You need to find a new job.
So funny. That's like so like what connects us. We're
Yes.
so into that. Like, where am I gonna go today? Yeah.
I wonder. Yeah. You need to find a new job before you quit your old one. You need to find a new partner before you leave your current lover. You must be careful who you befriend because your opportunities will come from those people.
Mm-hmm.
The 6th line is special in the sense that it is different from all the other lines. This is the line of the role model. It looks over everybody else and wants to understand how it works and where is it going. You go through 3 stages in life, from birth until about 28 years old, then from 28 to 50, and finally after 50. During the first phase, you live a 3rd line life, experimenting and making mistakes, bumping into the wrong people, ending up in the wrong situations. This is typically a painful period that you must go through. It is experiential, and you must learn from your mistakes. When you are about 28 years old, you begin to withdraw. You become aloof in your relationships and jobs. This is a healing period and also a very productive one. You usually find what job you are good at when you are in this phase. As you are aloof, you can help others. The way you stay aloof is by constantly reminding yourself that nothing works. After 50, you must re-engage in the world and become a role model. You become the examples of what it means to be human and show what works in the world.
Mm-hmm. So the 4 is the way that you see yourself as an opportunist. So we live an inside-outside world, right? So the inside world, the way that you see yourself is an opportunist. Like anytime you go, just like at the show, Mark, right?
Mm-hmm.
You spotted the opportunity. You're like, oh, we gotta go connect. Like, that's you by nature. You're aware of this. That's your dominant state. The way other people see you, and the older you get, is as a role model. They already see you as a role model from the outside. So from the outside, you're a role model. From the inside, you're an opportunist. Make sense? So I want to quickly jump into the other app. And this other app, by the way, when we get them on your phone, this one allows you to play everything. So you can constantly play. I can't tell you how many times I played mine and everybody else's. So it also here you can expand, you can play each section, but also separately. So Projector, do you already understand, or do you want us to play it still?
A guide, right? I mean, that's pretty much...
Yeah, so you can hear it, so you're a guide. And your gift is to be able to see what other people can't see. So all these things that come naturally to you, they don't come naturally to anybody else. This is why when he talks about the zebras that are going to get the water, like I told you.
Mm-hmm. Other bird.
Mm-hmm. So, do you want to read this little portion?
It's like being a bird up on a branch. You can see the lions and zebras trying to go from A to B, and because you have an advantage point, you can guide them to get to where they want to go in a better, more efficient way. You have the ability to gain a higher perspective and total clarity about certain specific parts of life, and your purpose is to use that to improve and refine the way others do things. With an invitation.
Mm-hmm. But the thing is, though, as you tune in and go out to the world, there could be invitations from opportunities that could be not one-on-one. Like maybe, like, so the way that we're going to approach this is you could have an invitation from a company to guide in creating systems or something. So like the more we open up your gifts and understand them, you can guide in many different directions.
Okay.
So not necessarily just one-to-one. Your guide systems, like you can use that gift of yours, who you are, in different scenarios.
But that would depend on like the further reading that you're gonna do right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. We'll see if you met one or multiple. But right now I don't want to close that up.
Yeah.
I want to open your mind to the fact that you're a guide. Maybe one-on-one, maybe one-to-many. We'll see. Yeah.
Okay.
But you're need to be recognized and seen as a guide.
Okay.
And the only way other people will be able to recognize and see you as the guide is if you recognize that in yourself.
Okay.
So, for example, the monk does not go out and preach to everybody that he's a monk. He just sits there, right?
Right.
And then everybody's like,
oh God.
and they
He's
come.
full of wisdom.
Yes. But it's because he was able to see himself first. And he stood there. Then they were able to see him.
Okay.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. When your efforts are focused on guiding and making improvements, this is when you will be most successful and fulfilled.
Mm-hmm. Oh, this is very important.
You will be valued for what you see rather than what you do.
Mm-hmm.
I think you have to.
Projector. Go ahead. So explain to me what you think this means. You'll be valued for what you see rather than what you do.
Success comes from you sharing your insight with the world. The first step is to accept that your work looks different to the rest of the world's work. It's about seeing and not just doing. People won't value you based on how much you work. They'll value based on how much you're adding to their lives.
Mm-hmm.
You're here to show, present, teach, consult, or guide others towards a new or better way, no matter what your actual job title is.
Mm. So you see, like, if you're talking to somebody and an opportunity, because you're an opportunist, right? What you can see, like, let's say for a company, on how they can have a better process or system, they can't see. So it comes naturally to you. It's like, oh, you guys just need to do that. That's your gift, and that's what you get paid for. As opposed to thinking that we are go like everybody else. We're not. Everybody else doesn't have the ability to see, quote unquote, the bigger picture. How much of a benefit is it for a company, for somebody from the outside to be able to see the bigger picture?
sometimes people are like, I don't know, like a psychologist is brought into the team to like work on, you know, like, yeah, that type of person. It's not, they're not in there doing the work or like.
Mm-hmm. So you, because you're an opportunist by nature, it's beautiful. You also get to see like what people need, because your opportunities is what drives you. Like you understand opportunities. You're always constantly on to new opportunities, which means you're really valuable. It means that you can connect. You can see how people can do things more efficiently. You can see what people need or companies need better than anybody else. So it's like shifting into understanding that you can get paid for seeing rather than doing.
I like that.
Mm-hmm. And it requires a shift in understanding that because we've been raised on doing, like if you do the work hourly, then you will get paid. But this is slowly taking you out of that mentality. And this is why what I like to do is coaching, to call it results coaching. Because the shift can happen in a person instantly. When we get to the result, the shift inside the person can happen instantly. We don't do hourly. We do result-based.
Or like a project or something
Right,
like that.
right. So that's the biggest shift for you also, like as you go on and we create offers, how to make it attractive for you as a result-based, not dependent on how long it's going to take for that person. That's how you can make lots of money overnight. When we tune really into your messaging. Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
See? It's important.
This one?
To understand. Yeah.
All projectors are experts at understanding systems and how they could work better. All projectors have specific areas or subjects that they see so clearly. Those are the subjects they are meant to focus on and get so good at. If you're trying to figure out what those are, it's easy. They're the subjects that absolutely fascinate you. The universe made them fascinating to you specifically because they are tied to your purpose. Follow the areas of life you could learn about or talk about all day. Those are the areas you are meant to apply your seeing gifts to. Your fascinations are not random, they're divine.
Do you have any fascinations that are coming up right now? Things that you're interested and could talk about?
I don't really talk a lot.
I love that you conserve your energy. That's cool. Anything you're fascinated with besides the nomadic lifestyle?
Ocean has always been.
Ocean.
Yeah. It's been a push, like a pull and a push. Money has always been the factor. When I was younger, I wanted to be a scuba diver. But imagine how that would be, right? Scuba divers just don't make money. So I abandoned that dream. Then the next one that came up was to be a marine biologist. Quickly realized again that there's no money in that, so I abandoned that. And then I just convinced myself to pursue other careers for other purposes. Then I tried to convince myself that I want to do oceanography.
It's gonna be something with ocean, isn't it?
I don't know.
So let me explain to you how this works. And this took me a long time to understand. People want to achieve certain goals, right? Right? People have come, they have the desires, they have their goals they want to achieve. The reason why people get attracted to us is because there's something about our energy that draws them to us. Right? That's all it is.
Mm-hmm.
Because they intuitively already know that we're a guide. But we need to understand it. So that way we can put a value on what our service is. So now, old school mentality tells us that you can't make money with scuba diving. But what if, and I'm taking you outside of the limiting belief bubble, what if scuba diving, for example, is exactly what this fear that this person has if you take them, is exactly what they need to break through whatever glass ceiling they have, whatever desire that they want to accomplish. Now, do scuba divers make money? Because it's positioning. It's perspective and positioning correctly.
Yeah, and now with the world that we're in, there's so many things that we could do.
Because if somebody, for example, wants to accomplish something, right? That people want to accomplish stuff. And then they keep watching you. So they're like, oh my God, she's my guide, she's my guide. Then you say, oh, you want to achieve that goal? Great, this is the path.
I got you.
Yes, that's it. And here's what we're going to do. That's it. Our creative expression, whatever it is that drives us, is just a medium to help somebody get to whatever it is that they already want. Our creative expression, or whatever it is that drives us, is just a medium to help people get what they want. Because let's say you get somebody who comes to you and they're like, I know you can help me with this. Because you recognize you're a guide, you embody that, you show up that way, we do the messaging correctly. And this person comes to you and they're like, I know you can help me. And then you're like, okay, what is it that you want? It's not about us, it's about them, right? And they're like this. And you're like, okay, great. Oh, you told me you've been afraid of scuba? Okay, as soon as you release that fear, you also release all these other fears you have. Let's go.
I would like to tie it in because essentially there is a psychological thing to people in the ocean. Many people are scared of the ocean.
Because I'm scared.
You're scared of...
Yeah. See? Am I curious? Yeah. Did I almost suffocate myself the one time I tried? Yep. See? Big need. Can overcoming some kind of fear help a person overcome fear in other areas too? See? This is how we rewire from an old mentality and old perspective of thinking that we do something as a job to knowing that something that we're passionate about is just one of the tools in our toolkit to help somebody else. One of the tools. Like, let's say you're blinking your light, you created these offerings, you know what this person needs. They see you as their guide. Let's say it's a person, let's say it's even a company. We'll figure out later, maybe it's a group. I don't know. You see what they need. They ask you for it. There's been a match. Your inner being is going to do what needs to be done to help them get to the next level. That's it. Like, for example, if you have somebody, let's say you've been showing up, you've been marketing correctly, we'll discover that later, and somebody comes to you and they're like, oh my God, I feel like you can help me, da-da-da. You say yes, they say yes. Let's say you take them scuba diving. Your inner being is going to be like, let's sit down and meditate on that intention that you had. Like, things will start coming through you because it's them, what they need to hear. You're gonna be like on the outside going, that was good. I didn't even plan that. But you'll say what they need to hear. It'll come through you because you're projecting. Because they'll already seen you as the guide because you're showing up fully, right? And now your inner being is guiding them. You like become like that little angel that's sitting on their shoulder because they already trusted in you that you're gonna guide them. Then your inner being does all the work. And then they come back to you and they're like, you were right. And they're crying.
It's a little far-fetched to think, it's hard, but I could see it. I'm like battling with it,
So remember, this is an experiment, and to fully embody this, 7 years. I'm in year 3. But it's because the body, every cell regenerates, right? It takes 7 years for us to completely regenerate all the cells in the body. So every 7 years, your entire taste buds change. Your allergy, from allergy to no allergy, can change. Like, everything changes every 7 years. This is why when you right now start, you're starting so early. When are you going to be a master? 7 years is what?
I'm 24. I'm just 25. 25. Let's say
25 plus 7. 32. 32. Yeah. With 32. I think you're going to be like the 50-year-old that they were saying, because you're going to be an expert at this. Oh, you have no idea how lucky you are. Not lucky. This is the right thing. But luck is an opportunity, means...
luck, yes.
Yep.
But yes, it is.
It is. If you trust, it's also an experiment. You know, you experiment to see if it does work, and start with smaller things. I know it works because not once did I see it not working. So my track record is just based on past experience and watching how other people have implemented and what happened with them. So I can only speak from experience, you know? And the more you experiment, then you're just going to get so lit up by this. You're going to be like, it's one of my tools.
I'm going to get obsessed with this.
You are. I'm telling you, because...
As soon as you told me this, I was like, Anders, you need to talk to Dasha. Like, and I don't even know anything about it yet. You're just now telling me about it. So imagine when I do.
Mm-hmm. And I've done psychedelics, and I've done a lot, and I've helped a lot of people in psychedelics, and I wrote the books, and this is what I arrived at as
like the answer, right?
Yeah, even if you choose other stuff, this will help integrate everything. Like, coming back to this, just being who you authentically are more and more, like chipping away the layers of the conditioning and the beliefs, all of these different things. And also through the course in the back end at 7F, like, it goes very good, like chipping away at the old self. That's not me, those ideas were implanted, not me. Because we're creative beings, we can come up with creative offerings. We can break the glass ceiling of the past.
In our family stuff.
The reason why it's hard is we operate 7-year cycles too. 7 ancestral cycles. So there's 7 ancestors inside of you that are operating with all their limiting beliefs that you are also reprogramming right now. 7 generations back. Everybody's ideas about money, everybody's ideas of what's possible, what's not possible, you get to reprogram. So it's not just this lifetime. We're incarnated again and again and again, until we figure out how it is to live easy as ourselves. This is what provides. What to trust is who we authentically are. The center is the strategy, the authority, and not the mind, and not noise. Strategy, authority, define centers.
And the invitation is a strategy, right? That's the strategy? No.
Your strategy
is the waiting for invitation. That's the strategy.
Right. And your authority is emotional. So the strategy for manifestors, to inform, Fasana, informing everybody what's happening. Strategy for she's 9% of the population, roughly. 9%, yeah. 20% of the population, projectors, invitation. Manifesting generators and generators, they have similar energy, so they put them in the same category.
Wait, what is Fasana again?
Manifestor.
Okay.
Frontline, informing.
Wow.
But she is a very embodied feminine manifestor, which means that she has understood her ego, and she helps people also like embody more of that feminine flow in the structure of their lives, which is what I found so fascinating, and this is why we work so well together instantaneously, is because she grounded herself in and became more flowy, because we both her and I came from sales backgrounds. This is a much better way to live. Let's just say I spent a lot of years in sales, pushing and shoving. Oh. Okay. So you're expert in systems, and the way that you see systems, people don't see it like that. Oh, here. That's important.
This one?
This one.
You are here to help us work and function better. And it starts with you. Your system is built very efficiently, so you can get done in 3 hours what we've been taught takes us 8. Really? You've been taught that overworking makes you important and successful, but you will always feel depleted and unsatisfied if you fall into this belief. You can end up putting so much energy into something and not getting that much in return. You can have some level of success, but still feel deep down that there is an easier way.
So the biggest motto for projectors that I believe is the truth is working smarter, not harder. Is using our energy correctly, and we'll talk about that today, is how to use our energy only when we really need to use it, and put all of it into that time frame, and then the rest of the time rest. So aka using energy correctly.
Okay.
So later on today, when we start looking at how we're going to create an offer together, we're going to create a game plan for you to use your energy correctly as you are using your magnetism to attract people to you. And you're an opportunist. You're already around people all the time. They always ask you questions. Now you get to understand that you can monetize those questions with offers. Because without offers, there's nothing on the shelf people can't buy. But with an offer, now that they're asking you for something, instead of telling them exactly what you see, because that's your gift, you tell them what to buy. And they buy, and then you tell them what you see.
Okay.
That's it. That's simple. I know, right now you're like, I told you. Well, you said you're ready for the shift, so.
Yes, I am.
And it's okay, because it's gonna, with practice, you'll see more and more. Like, as we start with smaller offerings, you'll be like, oh my God, Dasha just bought it. I was like, I told you. Then you're gonna have such an easy experience guiding in your prescribed way that you're gonna be like, oh my God, all we did was breath work, all we did was whatever, all we went was to the beach or into the water, and I got paid for that.
Doesn't feel real. It is real. It is real.
It doesn't feel like it, because I know, because it comes as like, oh my God, is this really? And the truth is, the more spiritual we are, the more abundant we become. Because it all comes through spirituality. It all comes from understanding yourself.
It does. I've received more this past month a little bit, right? November, and up until this point, than I've probably ever received in my life. Not money-wise, because I'm the most broke I've ever been, but I don't know. It's just...
Okay, from now on, I'm going to need you to make a commitment. You know that B word you just used?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we're going to need to replace that word with another word. What's it going to be?
Wealthy bitch. I'm just kidding.
No, I love that. So now there's going to be 2 identities. Now one of these is going to be the broke bitch. One of these is gonna be the wealthy bitch. Which one's it? This one's the wealthy one?
Mm-hmm.
All right, we're gonna close your eyes. Open your eyes. This is your wealthy bitch identity. Now, anytime you get to check in with your thoughts, because now you're separating yourself into two. Anytime you have some kind of limited belief thoughts, you get to assign them to who? To bitch.
Broke bitch.
Yeah. Now, how do we live into wealthy bitch? I love those. You get to, because remember, there's a version of her that's walking around right now. Like anyone who you can see that feels like wealth to you, that's you. It's a version of you walking around. Otherwise, you wouldn't be able to see her. Now, you are going to become her by daily doing the work, like the $1 Million Goddess, the words, everything
The codes.
Yeah, everything that needs to be done to become her, until you actually become her, because you've conditioned yourself to believe that you are her. Because you don't, I'll see it, then I'll believe. You believe it, and then you will see it. You accept that your wealthy bitch comes through you being a guide, through you seeing what others can't see. And then you will see. And hopefully these tools that we're supercharging right now will help you return to being her all the time. When you look at them, when you touch them, because this space, from her space, we're going to need to operate now. In what we say and what we do. First thing in the morning. Good morning, wealthy bitch. In the mirror. I don't care what you see in your account, what you don't see in your account. You got to believe it. When you do your daily rituals, when you go through the 7F manifesting, wealthy bitch is going to be all over those. I better see those words everywhere. Every day. When you're doing them. Because you're reprogramming yourself to believe it. Because wealth is not what you see in the physical. Wealth is who you become. That no one can take away from you, even if the money goes up and down. Because even if, let's say you rise up, even if it all disappears, you'll know how to recreate it, because you become wealth. It's not a temporary, it's a lifelong commitment to the relationship with yourself, to shift from this to this. That no matter what happens, you'll always have your wealthy mindset. Because wealth is not just the money that's in the bank account. Wealth is mindset. Wealth is ability to change your mind. Wealth is expansion. Wealth is relationships. Wealth is helping other people. Wealth is trusting, right? These are all components of wealth. Wealth is health.
Mm-hmm.
So, how does she talk? How does she walk?
With confidence.
So this is tiger. This is the tiger's eye. Yes, that's confidence.
Is this tiger?
Mm-hmm. Tiger's eye. That's the stone. And when you give, remember how it's always amplified. And you'll soon see it in your account too, because you believe. But you gotta go back to her. Wealthy bitch, wealthy bitch, wealthy bitch. Because there's always two wolves inside of us, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now you get to have your two identities, and you get to, whichever one you feed is whichever one's gonna receive more power to become
I love you. I love
you.
Told you I got you.
Forever. Now you have no choice anymore. Are you good? Do you need water? You're good.
I'm good.
Good, okay. All right. Focus on... Oh, this is important too. This one. So far, so good?
Yes. You are here to unchain yourself from this obsession with productivity that we've all been conditioned with, so that you can be a master at making the rest of the world more harmonious and efficient too.
I know there may be some kind of conflict because you also have the opportunist and role model, but the opportunist in you gotta learn to differentiate between productivity and between opportunity.
Yeah, productivity is more just like constantly,
Doing.
just.
This is how we create a game plan together to use your energy correctly. Because we're meant to work in shorter spurts and take breaks. Short spurts, take breaks. The same thing that would take a generator 8 hours will take you 3.
It feels so nice hearing that.
It's true. I
It
just
says
learned,
it, yeah.
learned from the best. The more you're helping improve the ways that people live.
The more you're helping improve the way we live and work, the more successful you become. This is a formula you can rely on and bring yourself back to whenever you're trying to create your next level in life.
And this is because we're guides. We're the only design that's an actual guide. Other people, yeah, they may be coaches, they just learned a process.
Probably from a guide.
But this is much deeper, because people will be like, oh my God, how did you know? It's like you could read my mind, because that is really what's happening.
Only share that one?
Mm-hmm.
Only share your gifts with people who want to receive them. Deep down, you know you have valuable advice and guidance that can help people. And you've possibly felt this way since you were a child. However, you've probably also felt a time in your life when you've given someone advice you knew was valuable, but felt it was unwelcome. When someone doesn't have a desire or interest in what you have to share, anything you say will literally bounce right off their energy instead of sinking in. So you may think you are helping, but if they're not open, it won't land. If you keep trying to get certain people to get it, you will only deplete your own energy. Focus on sharing your guidance with the people who actually want what you've got, because those will reap rewards effortlessly.
Mm-hmm. And the truth is, I've helped many people, tried to help many people in this lifetime, but until I learned to value myself and put a value on it, the level of transformation
Wasn't.
No. People don't value it, even if you give them gold.
For free, right?
Right. And the biggest thing was to learn how to keep my mouth shut. And present my offers, and then, because people still try to go, like, get things for free, right? Everybody wants to get something for free. But in reality, they don't do the work if they get it for free. Even if you give them the path to success, they won't do it. Russell Brunson, the guy that created ClickFunnels, has his inner circle. People pay like $150,000 a year to be part of the group. He's the best marketer in the world. I know him. He's a friend.
A year? 150,000 a year?
Mm-hmm. And he said he's invited many friends before to come for free.
For free, and they don't.
He said, guess how many of them ever applied? And he teaches people how to make millions, and people do it. Like, people break through every ceiling they ever had. He's a marketing genius. The best in the world. So you would assume that if you come and listen to him, guess how many people ever implemented? They came for free.
One? None?
But he's teaching them gold.
And what's his name? Jack? No. What, Russell?
Russell Brunson.
Russell
He's the ClickFunnels guy. He's the guy that's like the best in marketing in the world.
Yeah, I think I've heard of his name.
Mm-hmm. That's what I learned. I learned from some of the back end stuff.
Yeah.
Told you, when we're ready to run with systems,
Mm-hmm.
we have that. But yeah, that's how it works.
Good. Less stress.
And it's like, if you don't use your energy on somebody who obviously is not willing to buy your stuff, they're not willing to invest in themselves, then you're like, either you buy this or I can't help you. I know how I can help you, but I'm not going to tell you because this is what I do for a living. This is my career. This is my life purpose. This is my passion. Because if you're spending your energy on people that aren't valuing it, but first you obviously have to value it in yourself. So that's a little, kind of have to remember that and condition yourself to believe it. But if they aren't valuing it, they're just taking up space, using your energy. Where you could carry on, create space, and let somebody somewhere get attracted. Because if there's no space created, if you're constantly busy with people that are not valuing, then there's no space for something new to come in. See what I'm saying? If the space is taken in the seat, nobody can sit there.
Yeah. You're right.
It's the same thing with relationships. I was talking to my sister and I was like, is the seat still like her ex? Like, she's like, I'm still talking to him. And I'm like, do you understand that, like, if the seat is taken in the car, energetically, emotionally, then nobody else can come in, even if you don't spend time together. It's taken. The space is occupied.
And you're not available.
Right. So a lot of people don't understand that if your energy is still tied in any way, even if it's not a physical, but it's still taken. There's no space to come in. There's nothing that can flow in. It's taken. So then she goes, oh my God, I tried to go out with this guy and this guy and this guy. And I'm like,
The root problem.
see? The only reason why you can see is because you're a projector. She can't.
She's not a projector?
She's a projector, but she can't see herself.
Oh, she can't see herself.
Right. Funny, huh?
And so, well, how would you, like, let's say you're struggling with something. How would you catch yourself? You wouldn't, right? I guess.
Well, now because I'm so aware.
And you're so advanced in this.
Because, yeah, but I'm not only in this, like, I write, like, I do my daily rituals, like, I meditate a lot, like, I'm so connected that I could see.
Okay.
I can see a lot of things.
But prior, you just couldn't, right? You just went.
Even when I thought, like, I walked away from a toxic relationship because we weren't living together, but my heart was still in it. I couldn't see that I was still...
Like, self-sabotaging, like...
Yes. Until I realized it, I was like, no. And then, like, ooh, a higher level of awareness in me. Then I was able to walk away for a year, and then I was able to magnetize my baby.
The love. Anthony.
I can't wait for you guys to meet him. You're gonna love him. He's a big kid. He's really into the real estate thing. I think your guys.
Oh, they're gonna connect.
Your guys is a little bit more advanced. See, age doesn't mean anything. I feel like he may even guide Anthony, and then we will
both.
And then we will all put in our money together, and then we
explode.
And now, like, some of the women in the group are much older, so I'm telling you, like, we have resources. Like, you get access to a lot of resources when we start the groups next month. Like,
Oh, it starts next month?
So
oh, Lord!
Today your 90 days starts. Your challenge for you, what your vision for 90 days starts.
Okay.
Yeah, next month is everybody joins in the group.
Okay. Oh, God. Okay.
You're preparing. From all around the world, by the way. It's very interesting. Very interesting. There's no boundary lines. Okay. So this is like the biggest thing that you and I are going to be training together, is how to learn how to value your gift of seeing and not give away anything, or how to teach people how to buy as opposed to giving them the answers. Because what people ultimately want is transformation, and you giving them the answer,
it's like too easy, right?
but also they're not going through their breakthrough that they need to go through to really have their own aha moment. Because what the person truly wants is a lifelong. Because why do, like, when people listen to things on YouTube, how come their life doesn't permanently change, even though they just got inspired? Because they didn't have the breakthrough themselves. Like, how powerful is it when you actually feel like why you have been self-sabotaging because you understand yourself better?
Like walking the journey yourself.
Yes. How powerful is it when somebody, a guide, asks you the right questions, and then you arrive at the conclusion to what you need to do next? Or asks you, okay, so you keep attracting, let's say, those same business relationships that are not satisfying. Okay, what are the commonalities that you notice in them? So our job as the guide is to let the right questions guide the path to the breakthrough of the other.
That's so crazy. I see that. Yeah.
Because the other person doesn't see themselves, right? So because we don't see ourselves well, we see other people.
But we can't tell them what it is.
Right.
It's just kind of like...
Ding, 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 ding. That's what they want. They want this. I've been attracting these relationships or just business opportunities because of this pattern. Oh my God. Then I'm like, okay, can you recollect one of those from your past? Those same type of feelings? Is that connected to any relationships you've had in the past? And then they usually go, oh my God, my mom. Oh my God, my dad or grandparents. And I'm like, so that feeling, you're replaying that feeling over and over again because it feels familiar. Huh. So you're allowing these things to happen to you because they feel familiar, because that's what you think normal is. Now let's change that definition of a new normal. What is it? What is the type of relationship or the type of business collaboration you want to experience? So then we create a new story, and you'll see in the 7F manifesting a new story. And then you start repeating a new story until it becomes the narrative. Brand new way of being.
Regeneration.
Yes. Yes. It's like you literally living into a story. She's paying something. It's my neighbor. She's very crafty.
Oh, that could be a blessing or a...
With every environment, there's a new angel and a new devil, right?
Yeah.
That's okay. I really love all the neighbors. They're super cool. So, this one's important.
This one? Mm-hmm. Make yourself available. Creating a successful career...
You can read. Keep reading.
Yeah. Creating a successful career won't come from pushing and forcing. If you ever are trying to make stuff happen by reaching out, giving unsolicited advice, telling people what to do, or controlling the circumstances, you'll only come against resistance and blocks. Instead, you want to use your energy to create a format for your gifts so that people can easily see and understand them. That way, the right people who want them will come to you and ask for them. Doing things this way will make success easy and effortless.
So let me ask you a question.
Yes.
What would be a good what do they mean? I'm gonna keep talking. What do they mean by create a format for people to be able to see and buy your gifts? What do you think it means?
Create a format for your gifts. I don't know.
Okay, you want the answer?
Can you ask a different question?
Yes. Ooh, good one. How would people know that they can buy something from you?
It had to be a conversation. I mean,
Even
right?
before the conversation.
Before the conversation?
How would they know? I forgot I was kidding. No, I don't know if it's still going. But how would they even know to have the conversation? You gotta become the blinking light, right? You gotta like make yourself available. Say, here, I'm over here. I can help guide you. Here's the way.
But how would I do that if I don't get an invitation?
They wouldn't know to invite you. So, what happens when you look at this?
Oh, your Instagram, right? Like
That's
your
one
bio.
avenue. So, yes.
Ah!
Exactly. What's going on?
Wow. Lots of activity.
So why do I have that here? All of that here, as including a link where they can go and then book a session with me.
It's like you allow them to do it, right?
Blinking light. So as soon
Like
as
subliminal.
yeah, as soon as we understand your offering and how you're gonna come across, now your job is to blink your light everywhere and make it easy for them. We're gonna create one of these for you, and make it easy for them to go book an appointment for you. We're gonna make it easy for them to contact you, to find you, to book you, as well as the next step. We're gonna make it easy for them to pay for it. I figured it all out for you. You don't have to figure any of it out.
Okay.
So once we create that offering, it's gonna be authentic to the way for you, and the messaging that's gonna be authentic for you. Then we'll have a way to channel them through to have a conversation with you, and in the conversation they can buy from you their own transformation.
Okay. Okay. I like that.
That's it. I'm simplifying it. Very, very simplified. Where do we go? Here. Okay, cool.
Your battery may be smaller, but it's more efficient. Your energy level is perfectly built to help you with your purpose. Instead of being built to just output all day long, you are built to spend most of your time observing, learning, processing, refining, and developing your genius. I love that.
You want to know why?
Why?
Because so the generators and manifesting generators have a battery. Rum, 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 rum. They can keep working. You, because you get paid for what you see, if you watching something and you observe and you go into this like,
That takes a lot of energy.
right. And but that's you like stepping into your genius. Because now you're allowing yourself to process the reality that you see with your own battery, but with your own higher level of awareness. So that way, when the right opportunities come, you already know how this should be more efficient. Because you process that instead of, let's say you're watching something and you can see how this could be done differently, how a system would be better, there would be a better system. Instead of getting caught up with constantly going out and having conversations with people, like right now, like you're watching what's happening there, because you can see how it could be done better. Your job is to observe and like let that really like process, like digest it, because you will have an opportunity where somebody comes and asks, how do you think this could be better? And if you've processed that, then you will know. Because you didn't get too busy doing work. Right. And that's what your genius is. Because they're all going. That's their design. Everybody needs to be talking to somebody. Brrr. Not you.
For this reason, life will require you to rest more often than you might have been told is normal or necessary for a successful life. Yeah.
And the thing here is that the mind tries to sabotage our success when it keeps telling us, oh, you're supposed to be doing something. Oh, you're being lazy right now. Oh, if you don't go do, then you're not going to be successful. Remember, that's not your decision maker.
Emotion.
Passenger. Right. Because the thing is, okay, let me give you an example. I like to like not work with more than 2 people if I'm doing on a distance in a day. And space them out. That's just how I am.
And some people is just like,
they can go. They got motors.
Mm-hmm.
But because when I give myself time to rest in between, go on a walk, ride the bicycle, I tune into my genius and I come to you. I didn't plan any other meetings besides this. I had 1 in the morning. I said 2 total, and that's like where I'm at. Like I gave all my all. I give all my all. But in between, like I get to regenerate. Like so I can come to you, like fully.
At your 100%.
Yeah. Because this is what's important. Everything else is. Yeah? So this is why when as you start getting more and more clients and appointments, giving yourself that time in between to regenerate, go do whatever you need to do to like refuel that battery, get the sun in, like, because then you will show up. See what I'm saying? And that's how your value is going to rise too. Because then you'll start to notice like how much you're actually benefiting the person's life, and this is how you're going to increase the money that you charge for your seeing. I love this stuff. Did you read this one already?
No. You only need to share an output when there really is a need for it. And when there really is a need, it will go a long way. You can be sharing all day when there isn't a need and it won't bring anyone any benefit. Pressuring yourself to keep up with others who you deem to be more powered up than you will only exhaust you and keep you out of your genius, which happens in the observing and processing times. When your seeing is on point, not only will more people recognize it in you, but when it comes to sharing it, it will bring so much value and take you so much further. Trust that whatever your skills and gifts are, the universe placed them in you for a reason to make the world a better place. So just be. This is so relieving. So relieving. I've had so many manifestor generators or generators that have tried to shape me a certain way, and I've thought I was defective because I couldn't operate like them.
They also didn't know.
They didn't know.
They're trying to put a battery in somebody who has no battery.
That's not designed for that battery.
But people are unaware. They're doing things out of love because they just don't know.
Mm-hmm.
So now you're like,
I know my truth now, and I always knew it, but now I know. Now I'm clear on it.
Mm-hmm. And then you could be like, you know what? I'm gonna help you with your truth too. So you can also enjoy your life.
Yeah.
So far, so good?
Yes.
Your emotional intuition, I don't think we need to go through it. I think you already did. 4-6, I mentioned that's the way you see yourself is the 4. The regal authority figure is, I guess, the name for it. So you already did the 4, the 6. You can go through this later.
Okay.
And when they come together, here, these are important.
When they come together in your tribe of people, you are usually the central figure, influencing, directing, and organizing everybody else. You are often holding court without even trying, and you may find that social situations revolve around you. In this way, you foster togetherness, which is a super important value to you. This one? Mm-hmm. Family and friends are everything to you. When you are doing it with the right consciousness, being the king or queen of your circle is a good thing, as it allows you to spread what you came here to spread, which is your warmth, magnanimity, and wisdom. Mm. The world has told you that you have to do things with your head, but your big strength is your huge heart. And directing people with your heart is very different to controlling them with your head. In fact, your main job in life is to open up the heart because that's where your wisdom comes from. This can be tricky for you because you're so good at controlling things using your head. And opening the heart is scary to you because you love people so much that you are terrified of rejection. It's only when you actually show this big heart and vulnerability that people will love you even more for it. But when you're disconnected from your heart or you pretend you don't have it, you may find yourself judging, pushing away, ignoring, or rejecting others before they can reject you. One of the main lessons you're here to learn is that you don't need to have such a tight grip on things for situations to work out well and in your favor. As much as you are this director figure, you need to equally learn that you can trust and rely on others as well, and you'll never be able to see what others can do for you if you're always the one insisting on doing everything. For as long as you insist on doing everything, this will only confirm your fears that you can't fully trust or rely on other people. This tight grip can cause mental exhaustion and anxiety. The only way out of this is to quit masterminding everything. Just let life happen. The only way you can really trust life is to try letting go and see that it supports you anyway. The more evidence you build, the more evidence you build up of life sorting itself out, the more you will trust. Then you'll be free to just be that regal authority figure from the place of joy and sharing your gifts, rather than any misplaced fears or need for control. 4-6s often try to control people because they don't trust that everything will work out, okay? If they don't. Flow. Detached.
So the cool thing about being a projector is that once you start blinking your light, then you just get to show up and they start to come, and you get to be more aware of the opportunities because you know what the offer is, what the blinking is. So you already know the destination, and when you walk away today, you're gonna have that because you're in person. It happens so much faster.
I know.
I'm excited for you. And you'll know exactly, and then you're gonna start experimenting on how to blink the light and constantly funnel people into this conversation with you, which you're gonna monetize. Scary and cool?
Scary and cool.
Okay. Wealthy bitch.
Let's go. Wealthy bitch.
Yeah.
Even though you are born wise, the first 30 years of your life is still full of ups and downs, mostly to do with people. Those relationships, so the ups and downs are with people, not really with, okay.
Remember, you're mainly open. You're open a lot.
Those relationships are your lessons in life. The main thing you have to make sure you don't do is let those experiences close down your heart for fear of failure and being hurt. Once you hit your Saturn return at around age 28 to 30, you've gleaned wisdom from your experiences. Your life will begin to settle down a little. Look back on those experiences with appreciation and thanks, and that will help keep your heart open. I probably broke it. Be aware that just because you're right about most things, it doesn't mean that you're right about everything. It's okay to look to others for guidance sometimes too. Your regal air is natural to you. There's nothing you have to do to get it, so relax into it. You don't need to overperform, seek attention, or hide from attention. You don't need to overperform, seek attention, or hide from attention. You are here to balance the wisdom of your head with the wisdom of your heart, and when you do, you crack us open in hearts and minds in whatever you do. Regal.
4-6, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do we need to find out what regal means?
Yeah.
Adjective belonging to or befitting a supreme ruler.
So I guess it would tie.
Regal attire.
I guess it could tie into like the whole controlling part. I would think
Read that last sentence. Read the sentence with that word.
Hold on. Let me see where it is.
So here's an example. Because Elizabeth is the queen, she has regal powers that no one else has.
Here it says, the more evidence you build up of life sorting itself out, the more you will trust. And then you'll be free to just be that regal authority figure from a place of joy and sharing your gifts.
Like a queen. The guide. The wealthy bitch.
The wealthy bitch.
I would say the regal is the wealthy bitch.
Okay. Interesting term. The wise sage.
4-6. So it's the regal authority, right? 4-6.
Let me read this part really quick. The wise sage. As a sage, you're born with innate wisdom. You come into this world already wise to life, but your first 30 years, your connection to your inner wisdom takes a back seat as you try to establish yourself, your goals, and your direction in life. You experiment with putting your energy into lots of different places, people, and opportunities. This is an important process, but as you come to the end of your 20s, you usually want to be more selective about what you put your energy into because you know what will reap you the rewards you want and what won't. You start to want to make things feel a little more peaceful and settled for yourself, keeping all the good parts of life that you acquired and getting rid of the rest, which is now just noise to you. That pulls you out of yourself. It's usually at this time in your life that you realize, wow, I actually am really wise and intuitive, and I don't need to look outside of myself so much as I used to.
How does that feel?
Feels good.
What else we got on that page? Anything else on that page?
It was just what was before the part where we read when they come together.
Okay, go back now.
Okay. How would I go back? My people? No. My chart? My people. GB.
Oh, you got it.
Okay. Where do you want me to go next?
See what else you want to intuitively explore there.
Let me get a napkin.
Napkin.
Should I read the gifts part?
Are you ready for the gift?
Or should we read something else before?
Well, your spidey sense is in there too. Good so far, huh?
Yeah. Okay.
Just look at where do you want to go next?
Success. Yeah.
Okay.
My sign, how I know I'm on the right path. Success. Hold on. Oh, that's just short. Okay, bitterness.
The success is important because
Yeah.
that's how you know you're on the right path.
Okay, hold on. Your sign is the feeling you have when you're living your design. It's a no-fail way that the universe can signal to you that you're on the right track. When you're using your energy correctly, you will always feel your sign come up in your life. So you never have to do any guesswork to know whether you're in alignment or not. Your sign will be there to show you. A projector sign is success. Because your purpose is to improve the way we live in your own unique way. When you're doing that, there is no way you can't be brought success in your outside world, because the more value you're providing to the world, the more the universe will place you in a position where you can continue to guide and serve in an even bigger way. Projectors are obsessed with success and being successful.
Welcome to our club.
But that is your soul telling you that you know that's where you need to be. Don't ever judge your desire to be successful. Sure, there is a negative way this can look, believing it makes us better than others, believing that there's not enough of it to go around, believing you have to take it from others. But there's also a positive way this can look. Wanting success because for you that's fun and that makes you feel like you're living life to the fullest more than anything else will. Okay, the bitterness. A projector's not self-theme is bitterness. This can show up as irritation or judgment over others, spending too much time focusing on what's wrong, harboring even low-grade resentment, whether at specific people or at life, the world in general. How this can sound in your thoughts. Feeling jealous over other people's success? Well, F them? Oh, well, F them. I don't need them or like them anyway. They should be doing it this way. They're not getting it, or they're dumb. A screw you, screw that kind of mentality. Thinking over and over about other people's faults and shortcomings. Thinking about what you or others should have done instead. All these kind of thoughts are your conditioned thoughts, which are not the real you. When you indulge in them, they literally pull you out of your lane, because it's using your seeing gifts the wrong way. Seeing with the need to feed your insecurities rather than from a neutral place where you can use them to serve and give.
Do you understand that?
Mm.
If you are using your seeing abilities toward yourself, you're self-sabotaging yourself.
Because we can't see ourselves.
Correct. So now you're trying to use the same skills that you were given for other people on yourself, and then there's judgment that creeps in, and then there's all these things, all these insecurities creep in, because those are not the ways that we're supposed to use our gifts. Do you see?
Yeah.
So it's like going like
Against.
right, like it's like going, I'm such a good guide for that person. How come I can't take that same advice toward myself? Like why is this person making more money than me? Why am I not at the next point I want to be? Like, I've done all I could. Why am I not successful yet? Like you're shifting the focus and the spotlight on yourself, but you're not projecting anything.
So then we become
it's like
bitter.
The projector's trying to turn around and look
At its
bones, but there's nothing
there. And so then that makes us bitter.
Because then you're self-analyzing, you're self-criticizing, you're thinking that you're not as successful as you should be. So anytime the projector shifts focus to itself, anytime the projector shifts focus on the other, because you're projecting the other, you're not out of your own head, you're out of your own way. So anytime in life, if you have ups and downs in money and everything, if you focus on you will self-sabotage everything. If you focus on the other, you'll succeed. Like people going, oh, why me? Why me? Why is this happening to me? As a projector, now you're doing a disservice. The answers aren't going to come like that. The answer is going to come, okay, how can I help somebody else? Because that will in turn help me.
Okay.
I've done it in the past, actually. I've done it in the past a lot.
What, like,
and then when I learned,
criticize yourself?
yeah, or like money goes up and down, and like, oh, why is this happening? And then it's like at that point, you gotta stop yourself and be like, I'm using my gifts incorrectly right now, for self-analysis, or didn't. That's not my job. I didn't come here for self-analyzation. Can't analyze nothing.
So at that point, you would seek help, or you would just help?
It depends. If I believe that I'm the guide, or if I need to be trained to be the guide. Because when the student is ready, the teacher appears. When the teacher is ready, the students appear. We're always the student and the teacher. But it's a choice we make if we need to consume, to understand, or if we need to create and give. The difference between a consumer and a creator, right?
Yeah.
And now you're stepping into
creator.
Anything else here?
I need to. I'll be able to have this app later, right? Yeah, I'm gonna revisit that. Yeah. Yep.
Okay, what else do we have? So
Okay,
the sign that you're on the right path. It's your life theme, which is success. For manifestors, it's peace. For generators and manifesting generators, it's satisfaction. For us, it's success. Because we've come here to help other people succeed. So if we help other people succeed,
we succeed.
We're the byproduct of that. Help others with the things that you want yourself, and then you will see the things that you want get amplified. Help other people achieve the things that you want. Bitterness. Non-specific manifestation. Important. I think we should keep the gifts kind of
last.
Yeah. Gifts and purpose last. So you're non-specific. Wow, non-specific as a projector.
Is that?
It's interesting. I've seen a lot of specifics. It's interesting that you're none.
Manifesting refers to your way of bringing things you want into your reality. Should I scroll down or no?
Read it.
You are designed to manifest in a non-specific way, which is a method that's very new to the world. Traditionally, we tell people to get clear. Oh my God, this makes so much sense. Because I've been told, oh, you need to have like a 1-year plan, or you need to have like a 5-year, like very like month by month and all this. And I'm like, it doesn't work for me. Like, I can't. I know I have to, but like it just doesn't feel right. Traditionally, we tell people to get clear on exactly what they want, down to a T, to make vision boards, to write lists. This style is very much about the person and what the person wants. We get told if they don't know what you want, you'll never get it. But this is not true for you. You can and are meant to have beautiful things happen in your life without you having to ask for them or wanted them in specifically. Your work is to have a general idea of what you'd like, and then to stay open to how the universe will fill in the details of that manifestation, because they are so much greater than what you could even imagine yourself.
So the way you create your vision board, this is why normally we do this, and then your 90-day begins, because now you know how to create your vision. It's general. You're not the 5-year, 10-year plan person.
No.
So now that removes the pressure. So now what's the general? The pictures of the feelings that you want to experience. The things that light you up.
Let's see. So when we say a general idea, let's say you want a career as a journalist, You don't have to know which magazine is your ideal one. You will be guided to the right one when you leave it to the universe. You just have to point it in the right direction by knowing the essence of what you want.
So you still need to know the essence, but not the specifics.
So like a realm.
Right.
I don't need to.
So if there's water, like we find things with water and we connect that to the offer. But it's not like this way and then we'll
Exactly.
have there. Yeah.
I don't know exactly how, but
Right. You'll find a way to have water involved.
the feeling is more important than the details. So in manifesting that career in journalism, you just have to be clear that you want to work in a place that enables you to feel valued, allows you to write the things you want, to be filled with people that inspire you, etc. You're getting clear on the core essence of the thing you want, rather than worrying about how it has to look. Sure, you can manifest specific things, but have you ever worked to get something you thought you wanted, but it didn't make you feel how you hoped it would make you feel? This is just a reminder to focus on the feeling and let the universe send you the exact thing that will make you feel that way. Resist the world pressuring you to have your vision all planned out. A lot of non-specifics get pulled out of their natural way of doing things because we live in a world that is always asking us to describe and quantify where we're headed. Well, you're not supposed to know. You're not meant to have the 5-year plan. I'm going to screenshot this. This is so funny. Will it stop the recording? No. Okay. The only thing you ever have to have is the general idea, the general feeling. For you, whenever you get very set on something turning out in a specific way, it's like putting blinders on, which narrows down what can come to you. It may shut down the most ideal outcome from coming to you. This is literally what I told you last night. I'm like, I'm not attached to this. I'm not attached to this vision. You're not meant to know what you want in such a detailed and specific way. It's a practice in letting go of control when it comes to your dreams. And really understanding that you're not totally in charge. You create your dreams with the universe. You just have to get in touch with what your soul really truly wants. And then instead of trying to figure out how it will all unfold, stay open to being surprised and delighted. Flow.
Guess what you get to write next to your 5. Where's the 5-year plan? There's a 5-year plan here. Somebody made that planner just for you. Wait, really? Oh, really? Like, I don't even remember where the... Ah, look at that. You get to write next to general, huh?
General idea.
And here too.
Make promises and deliver. That's crazy because when I can't meet my end, it is very heavy on me. Like, I value people's words a lot, and meeting your end of the bargain, because and
that's one of the things that you came to teach. How to honor your word, how to honor your commitments.
Honor commitments. That's what I'm looking for. Make promises and deliver.
I like your little heart and diamond tattoos. Cute. But
I'm like,
super cute.
Thank you. Okay.
That's good.
Let me see this one more time. The physical energy. No, this is it. No, this is this one. Feel activities, that's what it is. Feel. Okay.
And then your personality is the same. 4-6.
Okay.
So the way you see yourself inside is the opportunist. And the way that other people see you is the leader. So look in here if there's anything interesting.
The people person?
Yeah, that's the opportunities.
So, you're gifted at bonding with people for this reason, have a sense of networking. Let me elaborate on that. For you, the saying is really true. The quality of your life is determined by the quality of your relationships.
Gotta write that down. Quality of life is based on relationships.
Gift 8, being a taste maker and marketeer. People with gift 8 have a natural ability to sift through what's out there and locate what's actually good. They are here to do that sifting, which comes easy naturally and fun to them, and then point others towards it. Gift 8, when you flex it, makes you a taste maker. People will see you as someone who can tell them what's worth their time, what's cool, what's worth buying. There are millions out there who will like what you like, but don't know what they like just yet. You owning what you're into is the gift.
So how do you translate that? So basically, people follow your taste. They trust your taste. They may not know yet what their taste is.
So like my interests?
As well as like the things that you've discovered that worked for you, as well as anything. You're like, oh, this is great. And then you get to say that, oh, this is great. And then other people are like, oh, that is great. Or like, let's say you start saying like, human design really changed my life. That's your taste, that this actually does help. So now people are like, oh my God, I need that.
Okay.
It's a gift. Because, okay, so there's a lot of different ways that people can transform their lives, right? A lot of different tools they can use. We resonate with certain tools more than others.
Okay.
Right? So then when you find your resonance, like I found my resonance, now you found your resonance, other people will find the same thing through you.
Through me. Okay.
Right? Because the reason why they're magnetized to you is because of who you are. And if they're magnetized, then what worked for you will work for them.
Okay.
And this is your gift because it's your taste. Like you appreciate that it worked for you.
Okay.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Let me see what else. There are millions out there who will like what you like, but don't know what they like yet. Okay. So take time to indulge looking around and figure out what you're into and also what you're not. The latter can be equally as valuable. The more you hone this gift and own it as a value that you can bring to the table, the more others will come to you to curate what's out there and save them the work of doing it themselves.
Example, I used to think that in sales, I had to keep calling people and I always experienced resistance.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't know what I was doing wrong. I kept trying and trying and trying until I understood human design, and it told me that as a projector, I'm here to bring my light and let the people come to me. I'm here to wait for the invitation instead of force it, because the way that I come across, like piercing it.
It's forceful.
Right. And this is why there's so much resistance, because I'm not using my energy. I wasn't using my energy correctly. I didn't know that because I was trained my whole life. If I don't sell, if I don't hustle, if I don't pick up that phone, then I'm not going to be successful.
Gift 9, focus and precision. You're very clear on what outcomes you want and are prepared to put energy into getting there. But you also want to use your energy efficiently. Your worst nightmare is to waste your energy. Gift 9 sees what specific things will get you to your desired outcome. What parts of the process yield the best dividends, and what tiny but mighty habits will pay off. On the other side of the coin, they innately can see what things won't get you anywhere. It knows when to conserve its precious energy, and when it does take action, it knows how to laser focus the action so that it produces a desired result. People with gift 9 like precision can tell from a practical perspective what's worth your attention and time and energy and what isn't. Use this on your own life or for outside projects or people, but don't be afraid to do nothing when you know that the actions offered are a waste of your time. Focus and precision. Gift 13, listening and collecting stories.
This one's so important. Guess why?
Why?
Read it first and then I'll see what you come up with.
With this gift, you innately come across as a great listener and make other people want to open up to you and tell you things without even knowing why. This is because you are here to absorb all these tales of life experiences, glean insight from them, and turn them into wisdom we can learn from. When you're out in the world, you're naturally just collecting information about what people are doing, thinking, and going through. These words and experiences teach you things, and your gift is that you draw conclusions or patterns or life lessons out of them.
Could this be one of the most beneficial things of being a guide?
Gift 14, expanding the good in others' lives. People with gift 14 have this expansive energy to them where they know how to create success and bigness for other people or increase what's already there. It's likely that everyone who spends time with you up close has either become wealthier, more successful, more spiritually conscious, or all three.
It even has the word wealth in there.
Wealthy bitch. I like that. Not even just the wealth part, just like the enhancing of. That's nice. For you, making others bigger in the parts of life you're passionate about is easy. Sometimes it even happens without you trying to. You magnify everyone's potential. If you want success, focus on creating it in others and making others well equipped for a great life in any ways that you're gifted in, and it will come back to you in spades. The more you expand the quality of life for others, the less you will ever have to worry about your own abundance and thriving. You're going to be a powerhouse.
We are.
Yeah, this is quite the ride. And it hasn't started. The truth. Gift 19, sensing other people's needs. I love that! You steer the ships towards the desired direction because you can see all the routes and all the possible directions. Natural born sailor. And the last one. Gift 64, concluding.
Oh, Anthony has that.
Let's see what this is about. Okay.
Whee!
Woo, 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 woo.
Should we dance it out for one song?
Yeah.
That's good. That's big. Let me see which song I'm gonna dance it. That's a good idea. You wanna dance one of mine?
Yeah. Which one is it? The Cookie Monster?
No.
No?
Well, let's do another one. You already know the monster. Myself and Anthony, or just mine?
Yours.
Okay. All right. Okay. Nothing can stop me, or I know you wanna, or 7F manifesting.
No, I think I heard that one briefly. So put
Fitness,
another.
food, family, friends, financial abundance, freedom, and fun. Yeah, that's the vision for the visioning process. 7 daily rituals. Oponopono. Oh, freaky. This one's crazy.
Okay. All right, put freaky.
All right.
Do I stop the recording?
Yeah.
Okay. So, life theme. What is this? Right angle cross of contain.
Purpose. Wait, that's purpose.
That's purpose?
Yeah. That's correct.
Okay. Cross of contagion 30, 29, 14, 8. Don't know what that means. To use your influential nature to make others' lives experience better. Every human lifetime has a different theme. Your life theme describes the main energy you're meant to bring into everything you do. It's called a theme because it's meant to run through all the areas of your life. The same mix of skills and essence will bring you success and alignment, whether you're at home, with your friends, at work, or in the grocery store. When you live according to your life theme, that's when you know you're on the road to your purpose. So, as far as the universe is concerned, your purpose is not just achieved at work. The universe doesn't compartmentalize like that. It wants to see you sharing your specific essence everywhere you go. When you bring your essence to the table, you signal to the universe and to people around that you're being who you're meant to be. This is when people gravitate towards you the most. When opportunities and synchronicities flood to you because you're simply being the person you came here to be. So all the good things that are meant for you finally fit. You are a natural influencer where whatever life-enhancing things you do in your own life, other people will want to do them too. You won't even have to get them to want it. You just have to be the living breathing example of the value of your choices and practices. So allow yourself to get really passionate about the things that make life more abundant and enjoyable to you, and then use that to offer something that can enhance other people's lives too. It's important to realize that an obsession with improving your life is not silly or shallow. It's the way you add value to the world. You also have a natural flair for coolness and style, which if you put that into what you're sharing, will enhance the infectiousness of whatever you're putting out into the world. So that would be my purpose and what I came to accomplish. What does it say right here? Get more passionate about the things that make life more abundant and enjoyable for you. Then offer something that can enhance other people's lives. There's another sentence there, something about it's not silly or shallow. Hold on. It's important to realize that an obsession with improving your life is not silly or shallow. It's the way you add value to the world. I should write that down. Universe is not compartmentalized. Finish that.
My work and play.
My work and play. I'm ready, Dasha. I'm ready.
I know.
So anything that makes your nose blocked or stuffy will literally be stopping you from being your genius. As a consequence, you often have a very responsible position in a family or company. People who have goal 49 often work in the family business. Well, you do business only with other people who have the same principles and transparent deals And transparent deals are essential. Otherwise, there will be only quarrels and chaos in the tribe. Thanks to Gate 49, you have a knack for animals, breeders, or slaughterers, and a very loyal person who also demands loyalty. What does that mean? You have a knack for animals, breeders, or slaughterers?
So animals, like, do you love animals?
Yes, well, yeah. Oh, yeah. Ocean, yeah.
Well, there it is. There it is.
But slaughterers? What does that mean? That's
In-
horrifying.
In the literal terms, I understand what it means. So I guess it could go either way. I guess you're not going that way.
No. That's like complete opposite.
Opposites, yes.
Okay. The not self quality of Gate 49 if you do not follow your strategy and authority, but base your decisions on your mind's command. Then you are the mental principle writer who does not even live his own principles, which he demands from others. With goal 49, you rebel senselessly, mental against the wind, and frighten or scare away others. Another shadow of you is also being stupidly loyal to the wrong people.